Let's imagine something. You've always wanted a motorbike, but you want something that's legal that you can ride on the road. Only dilemma is that you have a normal car license, and you really don't like the look or the sound of an ordinary moped. Maybe something a little more wild is for you. Well, this is the 2022 Emos Wyld Thang. That's a damn good looking bike. So this is the 2022 Emos Wyld Thang. Now this is technically it's actually a scooter or moped as they've classed it. So you are actually allowed to ride this thing on your open license, so which is really cool in Queensland anyway. So we are actually allowed to use our car license to drive around on this. This thing is top speed restricted to 50 kilometers an hour. So just getting that one out of the way. While we're still looking at the looks of the bike or the moped, I'm probably going to say bike a lot of the time through this video because it does look a lot like a bike, but it is a moped, which is really cool because it falls into the category of something that I was looking for. I didn't really want a moped at the time. I didn't really want a moped. I wanted a bike, and this kind of fell straight into that category where it just looks like a bike, but I can still, you know, ride it on without having my RE license. So yeah, let's get up close and personal, guys, and let's run you through this Wyld Thang. So first of all, we'll run you through some pretty simple stuff. This does come with a key, a fob as well. So you do get a fob with a couple of really cool little bits and pieces there that should come up on the thing. You get two pairs of these. So you get your main key, which goes into ignition, or you get this little fob, and you do get two pairs of these, or pairs of both. And you get this little cool little fob here. So this little cool fob here can actually lock your moped. Lets off a little, and then you can unlock it. Now when you unlock it, you press this little button, and oh, there we go. And now you can actually ride the moped without having the keys in ignition, which means you can just pop these straight in there. So this has pretty much got keyless entry, essentially, if you use common to newer cars, which is really cool. And it's simply just to turn the moped off, you just simply lock it, and it turns it off, which is really, really cool. I do like that feature a lot because then I don't have to worry about, you know, keys hanging out here and freaking out that they're going to fall out, which they won't, but it's still one of those things. And damn it, and there's a thing of you, someone touches your bike. There's an alarm, which I was going to get onto that, but I just triggered it myself anyway. So if you put the keys in the ignition and then turn it on when you've locked the bike, it sets it off. Another really cool thing about it too is when you do lock the bike as well, it actually tries, like if you try and move it, it actually tries and locks the rear hub motor, which is really, really cool. So it really makes it difficult for people to steal it. Just making sure that you do actually lock the bike. Otherwise it won't try and do that. So anyway, let's show you the dash real quick, guys, and we'll just move on throughout everything else. So we'll start on the left-hand side here, guys. This is kind of where all the magic happens. We've got a high beam and low beam. So this is just, you keep it in this one. The lights are always on. It's a safety feature for any bike on the road. It's a legality thing for Australia anyway. You've also got, high beam. You switch that up, you got a high beam. On the side here, you go a little bit further down, we do have indicators to signal both left and right. And just below that is our horn, which is actually quite loud. Pretty much a standard bike horn, which is mandatory. This here is just a phone mount. The cool thing about this mount too is because this is an electric vehicle, there's a tiny little USB hidden up underneath there, so you can actually charge your phone while you're riding the bike as well, which is really, really cool. This whole system is actually a 60 volt system, so it charges up to about 66 volts, 67 volt, being fully charged, and when it's pretty much empty, you're looking at around about you're looking at about 52 once it cuts off. Moving on to the right hand side here. Oh, sorry guys, we've also got left and right mirrors, just in case you didn't see that. But moving on to the right hand side here, the cool thing about this kickstand has a sensor in it, so you can actually, even though the bike is on, you can twist this throttle and it doesn't do anything. So it automatically like puts itself into like a safety mode where it won't actually go anywhere. The little red button down here just beside the key barrel, that is to actually change mode. So if I press this, we're currently in 2. If I just tap that, it'll then on the screen put us into gear 3 and gear 1, gear 2 again. So gear 3 gets you to 60, gear 2 sits around about the 30ish, and gear 1's just like basically if you're putting around a car park, or you want to put someone on there that's never ridden something like this before, a good little tiny slow little gear for someone to learn on. The cool thing is these brake levers are really nice. They've got some really nice anodizing as well as that, as the levers themselves are actually reach adjustable, so you can actually move this little dial here on the left and right. Both of them have it, so you can actually get that exact feel and reach that you desire with your personally with your bike. Now the cool thing about electric vehicle obviously is this huge gap. Obviously it looks like there's something missing. Obviously someone would be used to seeing a V-twin down there as a motorbike enthusiast, but there is nothing. It is seriously just a battery right down low here. It's what this bracket is down here. That whole entire area is just full of battery, and it is actually removable too. It's got 2 little things on there which we'll show you later on in the video as well. But the cool thing is this tank actually is now a second separate use, and it is now a luggage compartment. So now it's got a key, you just use that second key which was shown before, and we can literally, I think I've got some gloves in here, so I use this to and from work, yeah. And then you got a little luggage compartment. It is actually quite a lot of space in there, and it goes right to the front. You can fit actually quite a lot of stuff, like that's a full set of gloves just chilling in there, quite big. And yeah, and I've got plenty more room for other stuff. Lock that up, put the key over, we know nothing's going to go out of that, so which is fantastic. Moving on down, for the train spotters, you would have noticed that this thing actually is equipped with some really good brakes. So we've actually got HK racing brakes. So we've got 4-piston caliper here, and actually on the left hand side we actually have another set of 4-piston calipers on this other side. So we've got the same thing but mirrored on both sides. That is actually quite overdone for this particular type of moped, but I like the fact that it is actually over the top, because it just makes, it instills a little bit of confidence in riding because you've got such big brakes up the back. You have brake up the back as well. Oh, sorry, brakes up the front. Brakes up the front. Up the back you do have a brake as well, but you are with just a 4-piston on the rear and not on both sides, so it's still actually really cool, and brakes really nicely too. Now the motor is obviously, it's pretty obvious, it's a hub motor. There's no chain drive or anything like that. It's just to make it a lot more like really smooth and progressive, and the throttle response on it is exactly that. It's nice and smooth and progressive. So actually a really nice little moped. The seat on it is super comfortable, and I'll swing a leg over it and I'll show you guys my position. And this is pretty much how I'd ride. Looks can be deceiving on, like, probably in the first entry to the video it probably looked a lot smaller, but this is actually a full-sized Harley. There's a friend of mine from work actually does have a Harley, and it is the exact same size. So it is quite a big machine, so probably keep that in mind if you are going to purchase it, that you might need a little bit of garage space. But really comfortable to ride. It is super comfortable and super easy to ride. Obviously first off the bat you kind of get a little bit sketchy and you're a little bit timid about it, but it is very easy to get used to once you obviously get over that initial fear. So, but yeah, very nice, very comfortable feeling. The seat's so comfortable, guys. It's so good. Another really cool standout feature is this LED driving light. You've also got these really cool little LED like cutouts. I don't know what it is, that I just love that about this bike, and it just ties in with the whole look of it so much. I mean, and on the bottom half we've got our high beam there. So you can see me flicking the high beam on. Actually does work really well at night time. So while we're in the middle and the seating area of this bike, I'll show you that removable battery. So you just, again, it's a little hidden area. Just move that out of the way. Open up with a key. This whole deck lid kind of comes off, and then there you have your battery. You just lift it out with these two parts here, and then remove that off, and then you can pull the whole thing out, which is just one big unit. But yeah, great little design, plenty of space if you ever want to do mods, not hinting at anything at all. So much room for activities. And you just lock it back up, put the little cap over there because it looks nice, and that's it. Another good to note is you can actually put these away. Obviously they're spring loaded, so they do spring back. Down the back here we've got double shocks. They are and will have a remote reservoir, so you can actually adjust the suspension feel. So both in your spring preload for heavier riders, you can adjust that, and then also the dampening as well adjustment, so on both of those. So for me personally though, I didn't really need to adjust that. I actually found that it's really, really comfortable on its own, and the suspension on this, both front and back, is so super nice. And it's just super comfortable bike to ride. We've also just got this metallic grey color, metallic brown color. Now originally, there is a bit of a backstory with this. I wasn't supposed to get the brown, I was supposed to get the blue, but yeah, they ran out of stock and I missed out on the blue. I had paperwork for a blue one, but unfortunately I've been shunted with the brown one, so it's probably a bad thing, but the brown has actually grown on me quite a lot, because this brown is actually really nice in the sun, and it actually goes with the bike quite a lot. It's starting to grow on me a little bit. So on the back as well, obviously at night time, as a legal requirement, we have to have a light illuminating our number plate here, which is exactly the case. There's a little LED light underneath the brake light. Obviously when we pull the brakes, it gets a lot brighter, so we're braking. And we've also got our indicators on the side. They're not sequential, but they are LED. They're very bright. You can see them very well during the day as well as obviously in this kind of, what would you call it, noon kind of feeling. But yeah, they're great. When I purchased this, I think they're having a sale at the moment, so I actually picked this up with On Roads for about $3 grand. So definitely, if you're watching this video, you might want to run in and get that offer, because they're only doing it for a limited time. Otherwise they'll be bumping it back to, I think, around about the $5 grand mark. But for $3 grand, this is a steal, including rego. It's insane. And the build quality of this whole bike, I have to just make a nice little segment about this video. Everything is steel, and everything is like, obviously, except for the plastics, they're obviously, you know, plastic, that's plastic. That's probably the only really like negative I can really say about this bike, is that, you know, plastic, scratchy plastics, but for the price point of this bike, and plus what it does, the range that I got on this, so I rode this all the way to my mom's house and back, and I actually got 70 kilometers out of this, so that's impressive, and that was all hills. So the one that I have in front of us right now is a 60 volt 45 amp hour, so it's actually got quite a big battery inside of it, and that was majority about 50 kilometers an hour, going through like back streets and stuff like that, because I had to kind of stay off the main road because they didn't want to become anyone's nuisance to everyone. But you can unlock these, you can unlock them. Now when it comes to that, you technically actually need your RE license. You can no longer ride this unlocked on your open license. It puts you into that whole RE class of bike, where as soon as it goes over 50 Ks, you need a bike license. So do keep that in mind. Yes, it can go faster. I have tested that as well myself, and it only gets to about 60 kilometers, 64 kilometers an hour with myself on it. So I'm gonna leave it at that, guys, and I say I put a helmet on, put you guys here, and let's go for a test ride so you guys can hear what it sounds like. That doesn't sound like anything, but you guys can come along for a ride with me, and you guys can personally see what it like. The brakes are louder than this thing. I'm not even kidding, it's funny. Not squealing, they're just the chattering of dotted brakes, but yeah, you'll see what I mean. All right guys, so sorry for the muffled kind of mic noise, weird stuff. I haven't done this before, so welcome to the cockpit. Let's go for a ride. I'm hoping you guys can see that screen up there. It's probably got a bit of glare because you guys are on like a weird angle, but Let's do it. First ride, let's go. All right, indicator on. Let's go. Ah, so good. This ticks off so many boxes, guys. Like, I've always wanted a bike, a motorbike, and this is just sick. Ah, so good. And it's so comfortable. Ah, it's so smooth. I really hope you guys can see, and you probably guys can hear it in my voice too. It's so smooth. I love that. I love that. You're gonna be on YouTube, buddy. Welcome. I had my indicator on for ages, still pulls out anyway. Good job. But anyway, moving on with the good things. How good, man. Like, this is a pretty tall incline that we're going up, and I wouldn't say halfway charged. I'm a little bit over halfway charged. So, but yeah, this climbs up the hill's not a problem at all. Yes, it is actually, wave to the Tesla owner. Like, yeah, it struggles up some really big hills, which we're literally on our way there now. You guys will see everything as we're riding along. So let's have a look. So another thing, guys, you find out really quickly while riding this is all those things that motorbikers say that people don't see you. It's yeah, it's very, very prevalent in this. Oh man, I just love this thing so much. So much fun. And it's so smooth. And you guys can probably hear, it just has like this tiny little motor hum, and it's so nice. It's peaceful. It's just straight up peaceful. It's so good. And that is the only thing you hear from this thing, is that brake chatter, is the front brakes. I don't think it does it from the rear, actually. Let me hear, hang on, let's find out together. Oh, it has like a tiny little one. I don't think you guys will be able to hear it. I know you guys will probably hear the front ones, because that's 2 discs rubbing away. Oh, so good. Honestly, guys, this is just cool, man. Like, as much as it's a moped, or classified as a moped, and yeah, you can only go 50 k's an hour, but you can legally go 50 k's an hour on the road, which is sick. All the boys working away. Hopefully I don't roll over any nails, but yeah, like, this is sick. Like, this is a huge hill, and it's putting up at like 33 k's an hour. I mean, if I had like a bit more of a run up and it wasn't just the straight and go up the hill thing, like, yeah. Like, I don't know many 60 volt scooters that would be able to go up in single motor up a hill like that at 33 k's an hour. Like, there's no way. They just straight up struggle. So no, this is actually like proper sick. It's a proper cool bit of kit, and it's so rigid and just so well put together. Those hills on the left hand side, you will see, we will be going up those very soon, and you'll see actually how much it struggles going up those hills, because it is a bit ridiculous. Like, it's not bad. It is a 60 volt scooter, and they have actually detuned this from a bit of discovery and pulling it apart. You guys should know me very well by now. I like to pull things apart and actually really find out what makes things tick. And yeah, it's been detuned heavily. But the fact that it's pretty good. Out of the box, I have to admit, it is actually really, really nice. And if you guys are on a flat surface, man, you guys will love this. But around in my area, there are a lot of hills, and I thought I would definitely put that in the video because, yeah, like things like this around this street here, it's all flat. It's so easy to ride, and it just rides so well. Like, so well. There's weight, so that's another thing too. It does feel a lot like a motorbike too. Yes, it looks like a motorbike. It feels like a motorbike too. It's very weighty. The good thing is most of the weight is actually down underneath the scooter, so you've got a lower center of gravity. So you got this big heavy object, and I definitely recommend you guys sit and actually go to your local dealership for this bike, for this Emos Wyld Thang, and definitely make sure that it is something for you. Don't just jump out and buy one. But this is super nice, like just to be able to ride, and like in summertime, like this is going to be sick. Like we're still in, I think we're in autumn now. But yeah, here's a big hill now. Let's go up it with a roll on of 23k an hour. That's full throttle. This is a really, really big hill, and we're not even fully charged too. We're at 55.6 volt. So we're really not fully charged at all. We're about halfway, but it's at 28 kilometers an hour, and this is a big hill. Like this is it doesn't come up on camera, but it is a big hill. And that's chuffing away at 26 kilometers an hour. Not bad, with no run up. You guys seen it, rolled into it at 23k an hour. We're at 32 now. So not bad, not bad. And like I said, there's plenty of room for improvement / modifying. So if you guys have an RE license, this is capable, let's put it that way. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up here, guys. I will see you back in front of the bike. See you in 2 seconds. All right, guys, so that was the ride on the 2022 Emos Wyld Thang. Now the brakes and everything on that feel fantastic. You guys probably can hear it in there. I haven't seen the footage yet, but it feels so good to be on a bike. Yes, it's a moped, but just for what you get in dollar value is just like, it's awesome. Like I'm so surprised. But yeah, I'm surprised that there's not like thousands of these running around, because the fact that you can just jump on and you can cruise around at 50k's an hour. Like in my head straight off the bat, I used to live in Bribie Island with my mum. I could see this thing's being a big thing at Bribie Island. Like there's rarely a 60k road, and when there is, like, yeah, like it's usually 50k zones in there, and these would be fantastic to get around Bribie Island or any of those like cool little towns where they're not really big. But I'm just so surprised that these aren't so much more popular, because they fit my lifestyle really well. They're waterproof too, guys, so you can drive these in the rain, which is awesome. And the only thing is, obviously, you're going to get wet, which is a little bit suck, but you jump in the shower and whatever. But yeah, the fact that you can just, any weather, how rain or shine, this thing's going to be fine. Obviously, you've got to have the skills there for wet road riding, but just fantastic. I love this thing, and it has literally been my favorite thing in the past 2 weeks. Not just because it's new, like you'd think that the novelty would wear off, but it genuinely is just a lot of fun. And even camera girl behind there, she loves it as well. So she has been nagging me to get back on it, but I've been a bit of a hog and keep stealing it. So, but it is a lot of fun, guys, trust me. We're going to do a lot more videos with this, guys. So if you guys have any more questions or anything like that, or if I've left something out, definitely hit me in my inbox or leave a comment down below, and let me know what you guys think. Yes, ladies, if you guys are watching this, they come in pink. Yes, they come in pink, if pink's your style.
Come in purple as well.
Apparently they come in purple as well. So yeah, if these guys are interested in this kind of stuff, definitely like and subscribe. But yeah, this is our first look at the Emos Wyld Thang. So I'll see you all in the next video. Enjoy yourselves, stay upright, wear a full face helmet, guys. We'll see you all in the next one. See you then.